Hi yogis, welcome to your day 2 of your 7-day challenge. Last time, yesterday, seemed to be really short. It's strange doing a shorter practice when we're used to doing those longer practices. But sometimes when we do the shorter practices, we can make them more manageable throughout the day. So hopefully you had a nice stretch and it was all lovely. And I'm wondering if anyone else in your house is actually doing this with you as well. So really interested to hear how you're going, and also how you're going with your smoothies. Have you tried them yet? I know there's one person that just said, no way, Barley's, I'm not having anything to do with that part of the challenge, and that's absolutely okay as well. So I hope I can help you with anything, and let's start getting into our practice. Okay, so just a little bit of a warm up today, just bringing the shoulders up on the in-breath. Relax them down on the out-breath. Coming up on the in-breath. Relax them down on the out-breath. Coming up on the in-breath. And just relaxing them down on the out-breath. Having a big roll of the shoulders. Just rolling them backwards and forwards. Beautiful. You're going to come up onto all fours. So hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. Doing some cat-cow stretches, because today we're going to be working on our back bends. So we need to make sure that our spine's really nice and warm, okay? So we breathe in, the tailbone comes to the sky, the forehead comes to the sky, breathing in. And then curling the front of the body, squeeze the air out of the bottom of the lungs. Opening up the front of the body, breathing in and curling. Opening up the front of the body and curling. And then just coming into a nice straight spine. So we're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees and come into a downward facing dog. And just doing a little bit of paddling, so bending one knee and pushing the opposite heel down into the ground. And then swapping over. So we're just starting to warm up into the heels here as well. A little bit more. And one more time. And then just coming into your normal downward facing dog. And bending the knees and coming all the way down. Lifting one leg and keeping the knee bent. It doesn't need to be higher than the hip. And trying to keep the hips parallel to the mat. And bringing that one down and swapping over. And coming on down. Okay, if you found that really challenging, just stay with that one. If you'd like to bump it up just a little bit, bring the right leg up again. This time open up the front of the body and have a bit of a back bend. And we're going to bring this into a balance as well. So the left hand comes around and holds the right foot. So it's opposite sides of the body. Tap the shoulder blades down, bring the gaze down, so we don't want to put any pressure on the back of the neck. Releasing your twist, releasing your back bend, and coming on down. Beautiful. Bringing the next leg up, stay here if this is a good challenge for you today. Maybe bring it into a bit of a back bend, lifting the knee and the foot a little bit. And then maybe bringing the hand, the opposite hand, to the foot, tuck the shoulder blades together Open up the chest and bring the gaze down. And then coming out of that pose very gently. Beautiful. And again, doing some cat-cow stretches, just opening up the front of the body and squeezing the front of the body. Opening up, big breath in, and squeezing. Beautiful. Coming into your downward facing dog. Stretch the heels down towards the mat. The head is soft, the belly is strong. And then gently coming down onto the knees again. Coming up onto the knees, if you've got knee issues, just bringing something underneath the knees. We're going to come into a half camel. So the feet can be up or they can be relaxed down. Right hand to the right heel, left hand up to the sky. Open up the front of the body. Bring the top hand down to support the lower back and gently coming on up. Beautiful. We're going to do the other side. So the left hand to the left heel, right hand up, stretch, relax the shoulders, open up the front of the body. Bring the top hand down, support the lower back. Come on up and then rest back in child's pose. We just need to stretch out the lower back. So child's pose, the hands can be underneath the forehead or the forehead can be resting on the ground. Gently curling the spine up just to sit onto the heels. Your head comes up last. Bring the hands forwards, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Come back into your down dog. Look in between the hands, step the feet in between the hands and have a fold forwards. You're just folding gently forwards. There's a little bit of a bend in your knees. You can either have the hands just hanging down or the hands to the elbows, or have the hands wrapped around the legs. Unwrapping yourself if you have, and just gently coming up to halfway. So coming up to halfway, your head needs to be above your heart. We'll just come up halfway to make sure that the blood pressure knows what's going on and everything's good inside the body. And then curl the spine all the way up, head comes up last. And we can keep that flow of the stretch going all the way up to the sky. Big breath in. And gently bringing the hands down, coming into a tree pose now. So just making sure that you're evenly based on the left and the right sides of your body. Perhaps rocking forwards and back a little bit just to make sure that everything's even in the front and the back. And then bringing all of your weight over to one side of the body. So I'm going to bring my weight over to my left. I'm going to bring my foot to the side of my other foot and my knee out to the side. You need to take this in steps. You need to see what's best for you. Okay, so you might need to stay here if this is good for your balance. Think about balancing from the middle part of your body. And then into the mind. You might want to put the foot up to the calf. You might like to put the foot up to the thigh. You might like to even place your foot to the front part of the thigh. My pants are too slippery to do that today. Actually, they might be too slippery there as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring my left leg here. So just balancing. Finding that point of focus in front of you that's not moving. You might like to stretch the hands up to the sky. You might like to bring the hands out to the sides. Sometimes I like to do tree pose with my hands in prayer. And relaxing on down. And just rolling out the ankle that you're balancing on. Excellent. And finding your balance again, left and the right sides of the body. I like to spread my toes out and give myself a little bit of a sort of a grip onto the floor. You'll notice I don't actually use a yoga mat at home. Come to the sides. Knee out to the side. Stay here if this is a good balance for you today. Maybe the foot up. Maybe the foot here. Maybe the foot here. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my foot here today. Engage the belly. Lift high. Lift out maybe if this is okay for you today. Very serene, beautiful pose. And relaxing down. Excellent. Just rolling that ankle out. I've just heard lots of people come up my driveway, so I'm wondering if they're going to knock on the door. We'll see. Okay, so next balancing pose. Again, find that symmetry within your own body. Okay? Again, I'm going to spread out my toes. My toes tend to be a bit monkey-like. They claw into the floor. And I'm going to bring my right leg up. And this might be a really good balance for you to stay here today. You might like to bring it to the back. Keep the shoulder blades tucked together. You might like to bring the left hand up. So I'm holding my right foot and bringing the left hand up. You might like to come forwards and the foot comes back. I love this pose, dancer's pose. And coming on up, big breath in and relax down. Beautiful. Okay, so just rolling out that ankle again. Okay, I'm going to balance on my other leg and just bring this one up in front. So I need to find my point of focus again so I can balance myself. And then coming to the back. And then stretching the opposite hand up. And then maybe body comes forward and the foot comes back. Coming up, lots of control. And coming down. Done. Okay, just rolling that ankle out. I always find that side really hard because this is the ankle that I damaged when I was playing netball. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time rolling that out. You might like to just kick the legs out. Beautiful. Okay, so coming on down. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit more of a balance. So coming onto the hands and knees. Really setting your balance before you start anything. We're going to bring the right leg up. Try not to make it higher than the hip. And the left arm. And coming on down. Okay, the opposite leg, left leg, and the right arm. And coming on down. Do you see how we're having a bit of a back bend in this as well? So you need to be very, very careful. I'm going to take that a little bit further if you choose to. Okay, right leg, left arm, and bringing the knee and the elbow together. So curling the body, opening up the back, squeezing the belly, but having a really good balance as well. And opening up, coming back. This is our Superman pose. Coming on down. I hope you're going well. Okay, other foot up. Opposite arm, if you choose to. Coming into the middle. Coming on up. Relaxing down. Well done. Okay, so just resting back in child's pose for a few moments. I just want you to make sure that you're really stretching out your lower back. So while you're resting in child's pose, I'd like you to think about drawing the air right down into the bottom part of your lungs so you can feel the waist contracting and expanding, and you can bring that stretch into your lower back. because we've done a fair bit of work with our lower back today and our balance, which has really strengthens the core as well. So trying to bring the air and the oxygen all the way down into the lower part of the back. So big breaths in. And you can feel your belly coming against the thighs when you're in child's pose, and then you know you're breathing properly. So big breath in. Did you just see my husband? Hear my husband sneak past back there? These things happen. I had to clear the lightsabers out of the way today while I was doing my own practice. Okay, so gently coming up out of child's pose. Well done. So I just want you to have a bit of a stretch as well, just to make sure that you're not too sore tomorrow. We can keep going with our practice. Okay. So a similar one that we did yesterday, just crossing the legs nice and gently. Bringing one hand to the side, one hand to the top. And just have a nice slide down. Coming up to the middle, big breath in. And hand comes down, stretch the hand up, big breath in. And then over. Coming up to the middle, big breath in. And then coming down to lie in Savasana. Beautiful. So I'll let you lie down and I'll just come a little bit closer so you can hear. So just lying down, just relaxing. Maybe bring an eye pillow over the top, maybe bring a blanket over the top of you as well. Might like to have some music going on in the background. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes because I really feel like a lot more serene and peaceful when I close my eyes. So you might like to try that as well. Once you bring your attention to your breathing, you might like to place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. So just allow the shoulders and the elbows to remain relaxed though. Taking some nice deep breaths, feeling where the air is coming into the lungs. Perhaps the hand on the chest is moving. Perhaps the hand on the belly is moving. Think about relaxing the body. Draw your attention inside the body, relaxing the feet, the legs, relaxing the torso, the arms and the hands, relaxing the face and the back of the head. I'd like you to draw your attention to any area of your body that needs a little bit more loving. it might be that ankle that plays up sometimes. For you it might be the lower back, maybe the back of the neck and the shoulders. If your physical body is perfectly fine at the moment, there may be something mentally that you're holding on to that you can release, you just don't need it. So we're going to bring our attention to this part of the body or the mind. And without judgment, we're just going to feel what's there. Just an acknowledgement. How does it feel? What's going on? And with every in-breath, we're going to imagine the in-breath as energy, as prana, we call it. We're going to imagine sending that loving prana to that part of your body or your mind. And imagine it almost like a small child that needs just a little bit more loving, a little bit more of attention. Imagine the prana, the energy on the in-breath, just wrapping around that part that hurts a little. Giving it a cuddle, giving it some love. And as you do this, feel that part release the tension, just as a small child would if you give it a cuddle. You can feel that part of you relaxing, becoming comfortable, becoming a little bit more loved. And now imagine that that love is spreading from the part of your mind or your body, is spreading to all of the body, all of the mind. Imagine it coming out and just spreading right into every cell of your body, expanding that beautiful loving energy until it fills the whole of your body, the whole of your mind. Just noticing how peaceful and relaxed you feel. Staying here for as long as you can. Breathing in that love. Namaste.